Hello everyone, this is Josh Bernacki again. Just going to show you how I prepare my daily chicken. I know I talk about it a lot. I eat about 2 pounds a day. I buy 5-pound bundles and I use the whole chicken. I do buy it with fat on it because I like to cut my fat up and actually feed it to my dog. Dog really likes the fat, so I bake it up while I bake the chicken. Nothing goes to waste. First thing I do is I just take some extra 100% extra virgin olive oil here. I have 2 pans here. One's going to be for barbecue. One's going to be for plain. I like the plain baked chicken. Mix it in with salads, with spaghetti, especially the spaghetti, since I do eat about 400 carbs a day. As I try to get to 235 here, I do put it in here. And then also some right in the chicken, the fat for my dogs, because it helps it bake really well. The virgin oil that I put in the pan with the plain is completely coated. Does have about 1/8 of an inch of olive oil on the bottom here. Maybe a little bit more here. Want to make sure it's fully coated so that way it does get a nice good boil. And then the one for the barbecue chicken, I do make sure that it's very, very light. It's just a nice big S across the bottom of the pan. It does help it bake a little bit. It does give it some taste, but I don't want it to overtake the barbecue. The next thing I put in is just a little bit of salt on the oil for the barbecue one. For the plain, I make sure I get a nice, good base of salt in here, and then just about 1, 2 into the dogs. I don't really measure much of it. It's more off a feel. Next comes some pepper. In the one for the plain, a bunch, and the dog is just 1. We'll add the pepper to the barbecue sauce later, but it's how I like to start it off, is just here with salt on the base. Next, let me grab the barbecue sauce out of the fridge. Ooh, we might be opening a new barbecue sauce. I buy my barbecue sauce at Costco. Either they have the big 40 ounces on sale at what is it? It's like $4 or $5 for 2, or they have nice big jugs. They're 128 ounces that I buy. Those are probably my favorite. Those will run about 10, but they didn't have any this time. So this time we got the 40 ounces. We got 2 packs. We use a lot of barbecue sauce. I like a lot of barbecue. Chicken. I eat probably about 2 pounds of it every 3 days and about 1 pound of regular chicken. But what I do here is this. We get a nice heavy coat. It's about 20 ounces that goes in, about half the bottle. That coats the bottom of the chicken. No, it won't sit in there once in the fridge, but when it cooks, it helps get it really moist. Once this layers on the bottom, just like when we prepped the plain here, where we had the olive oil, then we had the salt and the pepper. I like to put the seasonings right on top of the base, because I just feel it coats it better, it tastes better. So for this, this was probably my favorite. I'll probably go back to it next time. It was Jameson Meats. It's a local deli, and it was their southern barbecue seasoning. This shit was absolutely amazing. Tried something new this time. It was a little more convenient because it was at Walmart when I went to pick up my chicken. It was just the KC Masterpiece barbecue season. Pretty good, not as good, but it's not something I wouldn't get again. It has a little more kick to it, actually. So we just give a nice, good, heavy seasoning to the bottom of the pan here. Now we're going to add a little more salt. This is where, instead of just 1 or 2, we're going to get a nice, good base. As I said, the seasoning's there. This is where we're going to add the pepper as well, just a little bit there. We add, we add some oregano to all the pans. And then we also add some parsley. The parsley sticks well, especially in the barbecue. Just gives it a little bit of flavor to it, not much. And that goes in there. The other whole seasoning we use that I really liked is this garlic and herbs. I like it with the plain chicken. Comes out pretty fast, but I only use a little bit of it. It's lasted me a while. It's really strong. So just to give you a peek at what it looks like in each pan here, we have the barbecue pan here. Like I said, it's about 20 ounces of barbecue sauce, just a little bit of olive oil, lots of the barbecue seasoning, lots of salt, a little bit of pepper, some oregano, some parsley flakes, and then here's the plain one. It has the garlic in it. The garlic and herb seasoning, some salt and some pepper, really heavy on that salt as well. I like how it comes out with it. So, what you're seeing here is that I just cut the fat off the chicken. I normally try to buy my chicken in 6 pieces. With that 5.5 to 6 pound range, gives me somewhere between 1.85 and 1.95 pounds of chicken. I also try to buy them in 6s. Makes it really easy on me. 3 days worth. 2 chickens per day. Makes it really easy. The eggs add the extra protein I have in the day. So it gets me up to about 230, 240 grams of protein before. And then with the eggs, I get up, eggs and little other things, I get up to about 280 to 300 in a day. As you saw, I cut the fat up. Fat's in here for the dog. The way I finish off the fat for the chicken is just a little more olive oil. And just some salt. That's all that it is for the dog. A little bit of tiny bit of pepper, oil, and salt. It bakes up well. Dog likes it. Nothing goes to waste. Next thing you guys are going to see here is we're just going to take the dog's pan, get it out the way. Next thing you're going to see is how I prepare first just the plain baked chicken. The plain baked chicken, once it's in here in the pan, first thing I'm going to do, add a little bit of salt, a little bit more pepper. I believe once you sit the chicken down in its base that already has a seasoning on it, that seasoning has got collected directly onto the chicken. It's also helping season some of that oil. So last thing I do is add just a little bit more oil to get this side of it and get it to stick well. And then I flip the chicken over, and that one is ready to go. So next thing I'm going to do is just going to rinse off my hands. Once my hands are rinsed off here, we'll switch these out. So we're going to get a little more into it. What we're doing on this one here, first thing we're doing is we are adding a tiny bit of oil, just a little bit. Just to give it some sticking point as I put this on. Oh, this is the barbecue seasoning. Barbecue seasoning goes on first. Healthy amounts of barbecue seasoning. I really like the dry rub and wet rub seasonings together, so we use them together. My chicken. So you can use less if you want a little less kick, a little more kick, a little less seasoning, just depending on how you feel. The way I operate my fat in a day, I eat about 50 grams of fat. I leave about 50 grams, 40 to 50 grams, because I eat about 100 grams in a day for things like barbecue sauce and butter, things that are on my food already. Next thing I add some salt up. Another thing, we make sure we always have the salt on, it keeps the moisture in. Salt goes away. Salt goes away. Add a tiny bit of pepper. I'm not huge on pepper because I'm not huge on kick. I don't do well with spicy. Stomach doesn't do well. No buffalo, nothing like that. So we put that base on there. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to flip them up. Once we flip them up, it's already coated on the other side for me. It's already got the seasonings on them. You can if you're doing them, you can normally feel them. I've already preset the oven to 400 degrees. It's been preheating as we talked here. The first flip, what we'll do is we'll put it in, and it will be for 17 minutes. The chicken recipe takes about 40 minutes, but the first flip is 15 to 17 minutes, depending on what you're using. Alright, welcome back. So what you're seeing here is before the first flip. 17 minutes has gone by at 400 degrees. I see the fat in the corner, the baked chicken, and the barbecue chicken. What we'll do is we're going to flip them over. We're also going to increase the temperature here to just below 425. We're going to flip them over back in for another 15 to 17 minutes. We'll see you after that flip. Alright here, so chicken just finished its second flip of 15 to 17 minutes. What I'm going to do is flip it over one more time, and then we will, that will only be for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then the chicken will be done. Everyone, the chicken just finished up. As you can see, that's my plain chicken there. Just the salt, pepper, olive oil. The barbecue chicken, always so moist. I love moist, wet barbecue chicken. And there you're seeing the dog fat for the dog. Right there's the overall picture. Like I said, first you preset it to 400 degrees, cook up the chicken. Once it's preset, once it is preset there, what you're going to do is you're going to take it, put it in the oven 15-17 minutes, flip that chicken, do another 15-17 minutes, increasing the degrees to 425, and then after you flip it one last time, decrease it back to 400 and go for about 5 to 7 minutes. That's how the chicken comes out. Comes out really moist, stays really moist, good for all 3 days easily. Could probably go a few more, but I only like to cook about 2 days at a time. Thank you for watching. Show support to the channel. Subscribe to it. Find me on Instagram at Garage Gym Junkie. And have any questions or comments, leave them down below.